Welcome to Johnson City, Tennessee on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon for a little matinee basketball. The ETSU Buccaneers welcoming the Milligan College Buffaloes into Freedom Hall. Alongside Bruce Tranbaugher, I'm Casey Marler, and Bruce, Buck's first time on the court in a game situation in a week. Got to knock some of that rust off.
Glad to be back on the floor after a 6-game road trip followed by a disappointing loss. Then you had final exam, so Buck's glad to be back playing basketball right now.
Well, let's talk about the Humana players to watch. We'll start with Milligan. They've got a guard that can really score the basketball. Deshaun Green coming into this game, averaging just under 12 points a game, and as he goes, so go the Buffs.
Versatile left-hander, scores 11 a game, 7 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Most importantly, eats up 35 minutes a game for head coach Bill Robinson and his Buffaloes.
ETSU counters with a guard of their own, playing some real good basketball. Davian Williamson, a guy that ETSU coaches and players have counted on all year, and he's doing a nice job averaging double figures.
Preseason All-Southern Conference. Athletically not a burner, but he has a pillowy soft shooting touch from the outside that sets up a blow-by-you first step. This ETSU coaching staff expecting big things from Williamson the second half of the season. Buccaneer Brass with the national anthem as we get set for college basketball. Milligan College out of the NAIA inside Freedom Hall to take on ETSU, the preseason pick to win the Southern Conference this year. Casey Marler alongside Bruce Tranbaugher as we set the table for this game. We will start with the General Shale starting lineups, and we will begin with the ETSU Buccaneers on this Sunday afternoon. The guards for ETSU, this is a starting lineup that they've gone with. We'll go to ETSU in just a few minutes. The starting five for Milligan, meanwhile, Mike Featherston and Deshaun Green. We talked about Deshaun Green at the outset as our Humana player to watch. And Alex Inman from nearby Bristol, Virginia, gets his first start of the season at guard. The forwards for the Milligan Buffaloes are Jacob Haywood and Bo Pless. Now, Milligan played a game just 24 hours ago. They played point in Appalachian Athletic Conference game yesterday. Meanwhile, ETSU, as Bruce talked about at the outset, hasn't played a game since they were on the road last week at Milligan State University. And as the lights dim and the crowd rises to their feet, let's take a look at the starting lineups for ETSU. The General Shale starting lineup looks like this. The guards today for ETSU: Bo Hodges, Patrick Good, and Isaiah Tisdale. Bo Hodges, a preseason All-Southern Conference selection, can really do it all for ETSU. Forward today is Jordan Rodriguez, and then center Lucas Gasson. This is the starting five that head coach Steve Forbes has used consistently throughout the beginning of the season. As we get ready for tip-off, Bruce, talk about what each team has to do. Bill Robinson stopped by, the head coach for Milligan College, and said, really, what coaches say, if the shots go in, we got a puncher's chance today. And he's going to mix it up, particularly on the defensive end, look for a lot of zone. They're primarily 3-2, like to put the bigs out front. But they're going to mix and match in the half-court set, try to control tempo. ETSU, meanwhile, looking for quality minutes off the bench. Guys 6, 7, and 8 are accustomed to entering a close game or maybe a game that's at a deficit and providing some spark. Sometimes it's more difficult to engage when coming in with a lead. Let's see if the Bucks can play 40 minutes and close it all the way to the finish line.
Our officials for today's game, Davis Maxwell, Luke Payne, and Tony Reed, an experienced officiating crew with us on this Sunday afternoon, and we are just about set for college basketball. ETSU maybe needed a little nap to get back to Freedom Hall. Been a while since head coach Steve Forbes and company were inside Freedom Hall. Has to feel good to have the blue and gold back in the stands. Have a home court advantage for the first time in 20 days. ETSU on the road for those 3 consecutive games, finished 2-1. There's head coach Bill Robinson in his 11th season with a record of 161 and 135 for Milligan. He's led the Buffs to 2 NAIA National Championship Series appearances. The Bucks win the toss, and Isaiah Tisdale cues the offense for ETSU.
And ETSU spent a lot of time yesterday's practice, today at shoot-around, working against 3-2 zone. What does Milligan do? Come out man-to-man.
Right on cue, mixing it up. And Hodges for 3. This one just a little bit short, rebounded out of there. And Milligan on the offense for the first time this afternoon. Featherston.
See the spread offensively for Milligan. They'll go single and empty in the post.
Bo Plus with the missed 3-point opportunity from the corner, but Milligan gets the offensive rebound and a new shot clock. The shot clock reset to 20. Plus again, the kick out. A third offensive opportunity for ETSU.
Great start from Milligan. They get a stop on the defensive end. They bring it to the offensive end, control the basketball for more than a minute, making ETSU get in a guarding position and stay there.
Tyler Nichols with the start for Milligan College. He's the team's leading scorer at 15.9 points per game. And on the third time, a charm as Milligan opens the scoring.
Long shots lead to long rebounds, and Milligan absolutely has to control those long rebounds and 50-50 balls. They have all 3 of the game's first rebounds.
Good from the near side. His shot just a little bit long. The ball last touched by Milligan's Mike Featherston. And ETSU will keep the ball. ETSU coached by Steve Forbes in his 5th season on the bench. All kinds of success for Coach Forbes, including but not limited to the quickest coach to 100 wins, 4 seasons. It took him to get to that 100-win mark, led the team to an NCAA tournament a couple of years ago, and picked to win the Southern Conference again this year. Hodges, the pull-up, and this one falls, and Hodges opens the scoring for ETSU.
And ETSU finally works the middle of the floor. Hodges gets to the paint with dribble penetration, gets a basket. ETSU able to set up full court pressure and force a turnover.
Foul whistled on Jacob Kaywood. Kaywood's first personal foul.
Not a bad foul. Tisdale on the open floor had a head of steam getting downhill. ETSU with numbers. Milligan an opportunity to set their defense. They go 2-3 zone, baseline out of bounds for ETSU.
Opening moments here inside Freedom Hall. Jerome Rodriguez, strong move inside, left-handed shot, just a little bit short, but the ball caroms off of Featherston, and ETSU will keep possession.
Rodriguez just backs his way in. This is the short left-handed jump hook. Milligan defender's going to have to wall up. You can't let Rodriguez just bully you down into the restricted arc.
Octavian Corley just into the game. Rodriguez, strong drive, lays it in off the glass. ETSU with their first lead.
It's the drive, draw, and dish by Isaiah Tisdale, and Rodriguez with the soft hands, the catch and conversion at the rim.
Ball picked away, and Deshaun Green whistled for the personal foul.
ETSU starting to exert a presence offensively. You see Tisdale getting into the lane off the bounce. First 2 possessions settled for jump shots. Now the Bucks starting to work inside out.
Tisdale with a quick first step. Isaiah Tisdale in the scoring column.
Takes it to the rim strong, finishes with the offhand, uses that banking board to soften the blow. Bucks up by 4, extending the defense. Look how high Milligan having to start the offense.
Kaywood drives on Corley, nothing doing there. The kick out to Micah Falk with the three-pointer and the foul. The rare 4-point opportunity for Falk off the bench. Had 18 points against Bryant. He's had a couple of games in double figures.
Good job in support by Patrick Good, getting back into the gap, close with a little overzealous getting out to the shooter. When you come out, you want to come to the side of that shooter, not into his chest. That way you can still alter the shot and avoid contact. Good didn't take a good angle and must make him pay.
Falk is 67% free throw shooter. No problem with the free throw. We're all tied at 6. And again, the ball picked away, and this time the Bucks going to run. Bo Hodges with the two-handed jam to finish the fast break.
It's those live ball turnovers that will kill you. Milligan better off throwing it in the stands, calling timeout, but you can't get it to a white jersey with the clock still running. ETSU just too long, too quick, too athletic.
Kaywood on Corley. Kaywood drives in the paint. Cut off there. Falk again. This time a little bit short. Rebounded by Rodriguez. The Bucks leading rebounder. Hodges the kick out. Trey Boyd just into the lineup. Pretty look. And a jam by Rodriguez. Set up by Trey Boyd.
No look pass into the paint. Bullet pass, nice catch and finish by Jerome Rodriguez.
ETSU's opened up a 4-point advantage early on, 15:41 to play here. ETSU leads at 10-6 for college basketball from Freedom Hall in Johnson City right after this.
4 generations later, we see more than just a vehicle.
When it has to be fresh and it has to be right, the right choice is always Aubrey's. With perfectly prepared pastas, seafood, steaks, and all your southern favorites. We serve up more than great food, so you can focus on what matters most, your time together. When it has to be right, always Aubrey's.
Freedom is fun, from the outdoors to the open road. And my Honda Pilot from Johnson City Honda gives me the freedom to get there. The ride, the technology, the space, and more. Plus, Johnson City Honda gave me a warranty for life on my Pilot, and that's what I call fun.
Thank you, Tri-City, for letting us serve you here at Johnson City Honda. We're here doing what we love every day. That's the Johnson City way. Johnson City Honda, Johnson City.
Welcome back to Freedom Hall. ETSU has a 4-point advantage over the Milligan College Buffaloes. 10-6 early on. Casey Marler, Bruce Strambarger. And as you take a look at Bill Robinson, one thing he most likely told his team is protect the basketball.
Yeah, ETSU 6 points off 4 Milligan turnovers. Again, Milligan can afford to throw it into the second row and set their defense. They can't allow live ball turnovers.
Trey Boyd with the three-pointer, and that is nothing unusual. He has been playing well, and then the defense turns to offense again, and ETSU playing well at both ends.
Right on cue, live ball turnover. Octavian Corley playing center field. Look, the big guy going down with the scoop and score in space.
Corley a chance to stretch the lead to double figures, and he does. Converts the three-point play. More pressure defense applied by ETSU. This time, Milligan sets up the half-court offense with 15 on the shot clock.
You see the spread by Milligan. They'll go empty, single in the post, a lot of back screens, shuffle cuts.
Green down low with 7 on the shot clock. And that pressure defense making Milligan move just a little quicker than they're comfortable with. Hodges can't get the shot to fall, but will go to the free throw line with a chance at a couple of free throws.
If you're going to give up live ball turnovers, have to balance the floor defensively. Milligan, pretty good job in terms of getting back in numbers, but nobody stops the basketball. Hodges able to get all the way to the rim through contact. He'll go to the line for 2. And no question if he makes throw number 2, ETSU going to continue to turn up the heat.
Featherston back into the game. Adam Graham as well as Matt Cole enter the lineup for Bill Robinson's Milligan Buffaloes. Second attempt coming up by Hodges, a 67% free throw shooter, missed the first. And the second one rattles around and right into the press. Go the Bucks, but Milligan has no problem beating it this time. Even when they beat the press, you could see that pressure defense, especially on the last offensive possession, really giving Milligan a hard time.
Yeah, that's a good job by Adam Graham coming back to meet the pass. It's not just on the guards against pressure. Big guys have to come back and help.
This time, Corley strips the basketball away. Trey Boyd, his second three-pointer. He's had a three-pointer now in 18 straight games. Had a couple of them, a career high just a couple of weeks ago during that road swing against the Citadel. Had the game winner against Winthrop right in front of the ETSU bench. Becoming one of the best three-point shooters in the entire Southern Conference. The lean-in rattles home.
Yeah, back to Boyd, a streak shooter. Normally shoots it a little better in the second half. When he sees his first couple go in, you better look out.
Lonnie Patterson just in the lineup. The kick out to Boyd. Ball movement to Williamson. A Humana player to watch. Rebound inside by Patterson. Strong move, but can't get the shot to go. Lonnie Patterson has really proved to be a force on the boards. A 14 rebound game against App State in his only start of the season. Falk gets the defender in the air, but help defense this time by Patterson. Swats the ball out of bounds.
White jerseys flying around on the defensive end. How about Octavian Corley? A couple of steals early, defending smaller players in space.
Charlie Weber, the freshman, has checked into the lineup. Weber's played in 3 games. Scored his only points of the season against Delaware State.
6'9", soft touch, can put it on the floor. Can't wait to see this young man in a couple of years when his body catches up.
Hodges with the block shot, which is also not a rare one. It's his second on the team. That's his 11th block of the year. Just truly fine athlete that plays with great hustle.
And that's a very difficult block shot there in space, out on the floor. As a primary defender, you have to be the second off the floor. You have 2 officials with a great look at it. You can't come close, and he does just that with the block shot. Another incredible stat. Hodges has more blocks and steals than he does personal fouls. Player that impacts the game on the defensive end and doesn't cost his club by committing fouls.
Good ball movement. They got the ball into Williamson's hands, but he took a shuffle step there on his way to the basket. Turnover gives the ball back to the Buffs.
Yeah, great ball movement horizontally. Bucks space the floor. Williamson able to get the head and shoulders around. Move the pivot foot a bit too soon. Dead ball turnover. Milligan with the basketball down 12 and a running clock.
Milligan jumped out to a 2-0 lead, tied the game at 6 on a Micah Falk 4-point play, and the left-handed one-handed jam and a timeout on the floor. We know Trey Boyd can shoot there. He gets the high percentage shot. Bill Robinson needs a timeout.
Milligan lifts their offense, bring the post players out on the floor. Boyd reads the big's eyes, gets the run-through steal and the finish at the other end. Liked how he slowed down his dribble, kind of eyed the defender, baited him to see if he could draw contact and get the 3-point play. finishes with the slam dunk. ETSU with a 14-point lead. Milligan going to have to handle this pressure.
And you look at ETSU jumping out to that 14-point lead, their largest lead of the first half here. And you talked to Coach Robinson before the game. And what do they gain? They're clearly outmanned physically, but still much to gain from an opportunity to play in this environment.
Well, one, recruiting, you can tell potential prospects, hey, we're not going to back down from anybody. They're going to face 3 Division I opponents this year. Already played Elon. They're going to play Mercer from the Southern Conference in a couple of weeks. It's a low-maintenance road trip. And an opportunity to gauge your club against a Division I opponent, and also not a totally different scenario from the postseason. A quick turnaround from yesterday, increasing quality of opponent.
Cole can't convert the three-pointer. And ETSU back with the basketball. Weber has it. Cross-court pass to Williamson. Shot clock's winding down to 10. Boyd, the kick out. Tisdale, left-hander to left-hander, and Isaiah Tisdale knocks down a 3.
Milligan goes 2-3 zone. ETSU going to run their man sets. You're going to see motion, some high-low, a lot of ball screens, skip passes, work the ball to the middle of the floor. Great spacing. Steve Forbes has to like the start and the energy early.
Another turnover by Milligan ends up in the waiting hands of Boyd, who gives it to Joe Hughley inside. And Hughley finishes with authority.
They're going to bring Pless into that high post area, and they're going to have to relieve pressure, but he's going to have to handle those soft tosses that go horizontally. You have to complete those. Guys receiving have to come meet it also, because there are going to be some long athletic white jerseys out there in the passing lanes.
Hughley from the inside, Hughley from the outside. 5 quick points for Joe Hughley. Bucks advantage increased to 20.
Looks like a modern-day right-handed version of Bob Lanier trailing the fast break and knocking one down from the top of the key. You remember Bob Lanier, Casey?
Sure do. Great hustle, and it's back to transition basketball for the Bucks. And Hughley putting on a show inside Freedom Hall.
5 points in transition for Hughley. First of all, trailing the fast break, this time getting out. Rewarded by his guards. Hughley finishing in the open floor.
Made possible with the great hustle by Trey Boyd, keeping the play alive from his back.
Yeah, all he had to do was advance that into the front court.
3-point attempt from the top of the key, a little bit long. Nice rebound inside, and the strong move won't fall for Bo Pless. And Pless slaps his hands in disgust. Knew he had an opportunity there. 10:04 to play here in the first. ETSU has jumped out to a 32-10 lead. Back with more men's college basketball from Freedom Hall on this Sunday afternoon right after this.
Hundreds of John Smiths that are human.
This piece is talking to me.
Yeah? So what do you see?
I see an unbelievable opportunity. I see best-in-class platforms in education. I see award-winning service and a trade desk full of experts available to answer your toughest questions. And I see it with 0 commissions on online trades.
I like what you're seeing.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
TD Ameritrade now offers 0 commissions on online trades.
ETSU fans jumping for joy here with 10:04 to play in the first half as the Bucks have their largest lead of the game, 22 points, and it's more of the same pressure defense giving Milligan fits as they turn the ball over once again, and Patrick Good going to lead the break, and alley-oop and jam for Bo Hodges. And that's the game in a nutshell right there, Bruce Trambarger.
And that's just unfair. You put 7-footer Lucas Gassant on Deshaun Green for the throw-in. Pitch and catch, just virtually impossible for Milligan and baseline out of bounds. And Bucks live ball turnover. ETSU now 24 points off 11 Milligan turnovers. And now they get to throw it in underneath their own basket, do it all over again.
Ball stripped away there from Nathan Hastings as he went up. Hastings off the bench, averaging just under 4 points a game. Have a chance at a couple of free throws.
So frustrating for ETSU opponents because if there's a 7-footer guarding a 6-footer, there's a mismatch somewhere, but ETSU so quick to react and get back in position. Opponents have difficulty exploiting it. That time Milligan able to break a big to the basket.
Hastings near 80% from the free throw line, 78% left-handed. Second opportunity is good. ETSU has been unbeatable on their home floor, 5-0 so far this season. As Hodges spins and uses the left hand. Hodges nearing double figures. He has 9 points, including a couple victories in the Maui on the mainland tournament here in Freedom Hall, and the trip to Kansas that they really put up a good fight inside Allen Fieldhouse. Part of that event.
As part of that motion offense, Bucks spread the floor, go empty in the post. Hodges with a straight line drive, no help side. Reverse pivot, finishes at the rim.
Hastings off the bench, 5 quick points. And an offensive foul as the defensive position was there. Nice play defensively by Tyler Nichols, known for scoring, the team's leading scorer. Did a nice job defensively. One of the many local players for Milligan College from nearby Stony Creek.
Good job reacting. Hodges beat the Buffs off the bounce in the prior possession. This time an adjustment. How about Hastings off the bench scoring inside and out?
Hastings with the basketball has had the last 5 points. Jacob Kaywood has the ball stripped away. Quickly to the other end, Hodges with the basketball. Guarded there by Green. Patrick Good from the top of the key. This one won't go. And it's rebounded out of there by Mike Featherston.
Good continues to struggle a little bit from the perimeter, but needs to see one go down, and he will. The first one out on the floor today at shoot-around, working on his jump shot with equipment managers early. That's what you do if you're the son of a coach.
And that has been the book on Patrick Good his entire life. His first one in the gym, last one to leave. Shooting the basketball, working on the specifics of his game. Few, if any, players are going to outwork number 10 for ETSU.
Probably a second-generation coach in the making as well. See him working with his teammates, especially the younger guys, the X's and O's, and fundamentals and the drills.
3 on the shot clock. Williamson pushing the tempo for ETSU. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first. Finish the thought on Patrick Good. Has an older sister and an older brother that were both prolific scorers as well. So you have to be able to score the basketball to make it to the dinner table in the Good family. Under 8 to play, 7:47. ETSU in control against Milligan. They lead 36-15.
All right, man. Y'all done seen this before. Dribble down, make your leg. Come back, put your pieces down. First one against all 3.
He's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions or for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
You can count on your independent agent to be there, just like the company that stands behind them.
Widener Insurance Agency in Johnson City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Look at those guys, triumphing over the afternoon.
Because they went on a Dunkin' run and got $2 snacks.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
The Dunkin' Run menu. Delicious $2 afternoon snacks.
Brian, do you see what I see? I don't know. There's a lot of wings here, man.
Are you kidding me?
34 flavors.
When I wanna make my taste buds sing, I can only think of one thing. Gotta get some chicken wings at the Wild Wild West.
All you can eat wing bar, $11.95. Weekdays till 2.
7:47 to play here in the first half. ETSU leads at 36-15 over Milligan College. Milligan getting some nice production off the bench from Nathan Hastings during that last set. 5 quick points, couple of free throws and a three-pointer. Other than that, ETSU really turning defense to offense in the first 12-15 minutes of this game.
Getting it done on the defensive end. 12 Milligan turnovers led to 24 ETSU points off those turnovers. ETSU only 7 live ball misses, and they've recovered 3 of those themselves. So Milligan can't give ETSU any help.
And right on cue, ETSU turns the basketball over and gives an opportunity to Green, who was fouled on his way to the basket.
That's what Deshaun Green does. He stuffs the stat sheet, getting it done on the defensive end with the run-through steal.
Senior from Houston, Texas. Featured in our Humana Player to Watch, 11.9 points, about 12 points a game, and 7 rebounds a contest as well. Can also get it done defensively, you saw right there. Hastings guarded by Trey Boyd. Nearly has it picked away, does Green, by Damian Williamson.
So you'd think Milligan has the mismatch. Hastings with the size advantage against Boyd, but as soon as he tries to post, they switch back. Gasson matched up with Hastings.
Falk, penetration, nice look inside, and the finish by Kaywood. Kaywood, the team's second leading scorer, and 13 points a game finishes there.
And nice hands, the catch in traffic, quick release. Soft touch at the rim.
Falk, another one of those players off the bench who's had a nice first half for Miller. Tyler Nichols, skip pass in the corner to Falk. Isaiah Tisdale into the lineup as Trey Boyd has a seat on the bench. Check that. Williamson will take a seat for ETSU.
Not only a talented, but a very deep backcourt for Steve Forbes.
We mentioned Milligan and the 5 starters average about 30 points a game. Not the case as Lucas Gasson backs in and scores for ETSU. A lot of balance. A lot of players play a lot of minutes. Something that shows up in February and March as well.
And speaking of those minutes, sometimes Steve Forbes' biggest problem is finding minutes for those guys. Not only do you have the true guards and Good, and Tisdale, and Boyd and Williamson, but you also have Bo Hodges and Vonnie Patterson that can swing to the backcourt as well.
Nice job by Tyler Nichols there, standing his ground inside. Travel on Rodriguez. Turnover back to Milligan. Give and go, skip pass, nice ball movement. As the Bucks have the Bucks a little out of position, but Gasson gets them in position with the big block. drive, and the scoop shot won't fall, but Trey Boyd will go to the free throw line. A block shot, the second of the game for ETSU, and both have turned into opportunities for ETSU.
You know how I feel about the soft blocks. Keep it in play, keep it alive, give you an opportunity to convert defense into offense, and Bucks do just that. See some of Bill Robinson's philosophy there. He lifts the bigs and posts Deshaun Green. He's not going to see shot blockers like this in his league.
No, and the ball movement really had ETSU out of position for much of that possession, but Gasson fixed that in a hurry.
Size, speed, quickness, athleticism. And you're exactly right. It looked like Milligan stayed a pass ahead of the defense, but Buck's able to recover and make a play.
He had to convert me on that block shot like a good coach. Came in loving that big block into the third row. So we got no opportunities there with that.
There's a time for it. At the end of timing periods, maybe at the end of the period, end of the shot clock. As a rule, bat it softly, keep it in play. ETSU goes 1-3-1 with a trap.
Trey Boyd with the explosive quickness. The easy lay-in for Boyd, who's in double figures with 12 points.
Milligan looking like a team that's played 2 days in a row.
And a little miscommunication right there, and good hustle by Tisdale. Maybe out of survival right there in front of his teammates after he and Gasson had some miscommunication there. Rodriguez with the easy bucket.
And nobody wanting to face Steve Forbes after 2 white jerseys failed to communicate and pull in that rebound. Not a ball you want to save blindly in your backcourt.
Kaywood creates some space, but his shot just a little bit short. Back come the Bucks on offense. Nice look inside, and the layup won't fall for Rodriguez. Nice job defensively by Milligan.
Tisdale saying, come on, big guy, you have to finish that. I'm hurting my field goal percentage. That's one I could have finished at the rim. I'll bounce it to you. You need to nail that.
Polk drives, hangs in the air, but his shot won't fall. Another rebound for Gasson.
Ball player integrity. A wall of white jerseys in the paint waiting on the driver to arrive.
Turnover, skip pass to Green. Green down low to Cole. Cole working on Gasson. Baseline jumper, no good. Nobody home to pull in the rebound. And here come Pat Good and the Buccaneers. This one from Boyd off the mark. A couple empty possessions now for both sides as we're under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been all ETSU after a 2-0 lead by Milligan. A quick tie on a 4-point play by Micah Falk. The Bucks have been in control ever since, and Falk's shot short there. 2:44 to play will take us to immediate timeout. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. ETSU in control. They lead at 44-17. The Buffs looking for an answer when we come back.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases. Just think about the miles you can earn on things like gifts.
Should I continue?
No, I want to hear this. Or a rental tux with a handsome cummerbund. Double miles on all of it.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles! Anyone else speak now?
One more thing. What's in your wallet?
Buccaneers here with 2:44 to play in the first half. ETSU leads at 44-17, and a large part of ETSU's offensive success has come at the defensive end, Bruce Trambarger.
Yeah, Bucks forced 13 Milligan turnovers. They've converted into 26 points of their own. But a number of those self-inflicted, as you mentioned at the break, Casey.
And Hughley continues to play well off the bench. Opportunity to move into double figures for Joe Hughley. The bucket and foul, he has 9. Some of that is just the speed of the game, isn't it? It's Milligan not used to this kind of pressure and athleticism.
That's exactly right, and I would liken it to a quarterback that's been sacked a number of times and taken some hits and hit the deck and start seeing phantoms. ETSU with their size, their length, their athleticism. I'm sure some of those Milligan guys would swear there's 6 or 7 white jerseys out there at once.
And give ETSU credit. Haven't played a game in 6 days. Certainly could easily look ahead to the game on Wednesday night in Baton Rouge at LSU, but they've come out ready to play basketball with an intensity that we've seen throughout that 5-0 record here at home.
Well, that was a tough stretch. You had cross-country travel, culminating with the disappointing loss at North Dakota State. Then you had final exams, so you guys are really glad for an opportunity just to relax and come out and play. This is a day at the rec center right here. This is what they'd be doing if they weren't college basketball players. This is fun.
The three-pointer in the corner off the front of the iron, and it's tracked down. Offensive rebound by Hodges. Williamson for 3. This one falls. Williamson's first 3 of the game. .125 to play. Alley-oop is knocked away by Tisdale. Hodges softly off the glass, no good rebound. Out of there by Bo Pless. Hughley in the open floor, and a nice job defensively by Nichols, who thought he tapped the ball away. Instead, Tyler Nichols whistled for a personal foul.
Good to see Joe Hughley back and healthy. Banged up a knee in the exhibition opener. Missed a couple of weeks, playing his way back into shape. Just when Steve Forbes able to find some minutes for him. Saddled by foul trouble in a couple of games, but getting extended minutes. And looks like a guy that's feeling better physically.
And making the most of those minutes today with 10, make that 11 points for Joe Hughley off the bench, including a 3-pointer today. Right at 1 minute left as Weber gets ready to check in. Stripped out of there by Hodge. Hodges with the one-handed stop.
Well, Steve Forbes challenged his ball club after the North Dakota State game. He made the statement, "We don't have a defensive stopper." Bo Hodges took that personally. And Isaiah Miller from UNC Greensboro, generally considered the top 2 defenders in the league. You see why right there. Hodges with the pick 6 and finish.
Weber into the lineup as Hughley has a seat. Take another look at the finish by Hodges. So athletic, makes it look so easy. Preseason All-SoCon player, one of the team's best offensive players, certainly as you just mentioned, one of the league's best defenders.
He and Miller certainly the league's most versatile defenders. And Hodges is a guy that plays 4 positions, but he can literally guard all 5. He can defend the post as well as out on the floor. At one time or another this season, he will defend 5 positions.
Gives the defense a lot of flexibility, and keeps opposing coaches up at night. Williamson the drive, has it poked out of there. And here come the Milligan Buffs. Nichols with the basketball. The kick out to Plus for three. Shot is short, but the offensive rebound. Shot no good. Close and a groan from the crowd as we head to the locker room after the first 20 minutes. ETSU has remained in control. Bucks lead the Buffs 53-17. Back in their halftime program.
Para nosotros es tecnología de avanzada. Para otros es pura magia.
Milligan Buffaloes out of the NAIA's Appalachian Athletic Conference, 53-17. Casey Marler, Bruce Trenbarger courtside as we take a look at the first half stats. Balanced scoring for ETSU. They've got 3 players in double figures. Bo Hodges and Joe Hughley with 11, and Trey Boyd III with 12 points, including a couple of 3-pointers. As you take a look at the statistics, really tell the story. Really lopsided in the favor of the Bucks.
Yeah, and ETSU, those 32 points in the paint, 30 of those are in transition after Milligan turnover, so that's your storyline right there. Milligan having difficulty with the simple pitch and catch.
And as you look at Milligan scoring, their leading scorer is Nathan Hastings. He had his 5 points in about a 20-second period with a couple of free throws and then a quick 3-pointer. And you look at Micah Falk, had 4 points. They came on one play with a 3-pointer and a foul. So Milligan has found the scoring difficult there in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and ETSU just found Deshaun Green absolutely locked him down. He's a driver and unable to penetrate. ETSU too much athleticism, speed, and quickness on the perimeter, and too much length inside. Green unable to get anything going early.
ETSU sharing the basketball thanks to those points in transition. 11 assists to Milligan's at just 3, and shooting the ball well at nearly 62% in the first half. We're at halftime. ETSU leads Milligan 53-17. And as we look ahead quickly to the second half, how does Milligan get on track offensively? Should see a lot of different players in the game as well.
Well, they're wanting to keep the clock running right now and just take care of the basketball and improve here. ETSU, I really like their energy off the bench. You know what you're going to get from Trey Boyd, but some nice minutes from Joe Hughley and Octavian Corley. ETSU out to a 36-point advantage.
Para nosotros es tecnología de avanzada. Para otros es pura magia.
And through the first 20 minutes, a lot of that production coming off of ETSU's bench. 29 of the 53 points for the Bucks coming from non-starters.
Some expected, some unexpected. You know what you're going to get from Trey Boyd, 12 minutes and 12 points. But how about Joe Hughley with a very efficient 11 points off of only 4 field goal attempts? But my man Octavian Corley, the 7-footer off the bench, less than 5 minutes, 3 steals, Casey Marler, 2 of them in the open floor. And how about the old-fashioned 3-point play with the finish through contact at the rim?
And depth, such a big factor as all of these teams enter the new year and that conference play. Plenty of scoring from both the starters and bench players for ETSU as they lead it comfortably over Milligan College, 53-17. We've got halftime highlights coming up and more second half action. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN3 from Johnson City, Tennessee.
No hace falta ayuda extra, pero siempre es bienvenida.
Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee, where these two schools, ETSU and Milligan, just 5 miles apart, have been playing basketball against each other for almost 100 years. Let's take a look at first half stats, and Milligan got off to a nice start, actually led 2-0 before ETSU went on a tear, and a nice little running lay-in right there by Milligan's leading scorer, Tyler Nichols, comes in averaging about 15 points a game. And that was the play of the first half. Micah Falk off the bench with a three-pointer and a foul. And how about the play of Nathan Hastings, who had 5 points, including a three-pointer. But ETSU took control thanks to defense forcing turnovers and pretty look inside by Trey Boyd. Jerome Rodriguez finishes with a two-handed jam. And Trey Boyd, another efficient game from beyond the arc. He's 2 of 4 from three-point land. He leads all scorers with 12 points and a little razzle-dazzle as well from the box. And how about Joe Hughley off the bench? Hughley with 11 points as well. Bucks lead at 53-17 the second half, straight ahead.
No hace falta ayuda extra, pero siempre es bienvenida.
Bucks will begin the second half with the basketball and a commanding 53-17 advantage. Second half action just underway. Casey Marler alongside Bruce Trambarger from Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Trey Boyd to Rodriguez as the Bucks start the offensive set.
Set play out of the break. Bucks try to go back door and get Patrick Good going.
Good, the dish to Rodriguez. Shot wasn't there. Had the presence of mind to find Jerome Rodriguez, who lays it in.
The Bucks begin the second period with a smaller lineup. Rodriguez playing the 5 and still able to beat 5 orange jerseys back.
And Hodges flies in the bucket and foul. Bo Hodges picks up where he left off in the first half.
It'll make it tough on his head coach to say we don't have a stopper anymore. As Hodges with the deflection in the open floor.
Featherston tried to get a hand in there, but wasn't strong enough for the streaking Bo Hodges.
Teaching point for Bill Robinson there. Telling his starter Featherston fouls are valuable. Can't give up the hoop and the harm there. You either let him go, you bring that wrist down to the floor.
Hodges can't convert. Milligan still looking for their first points of the second half. ETSU continues to run. The left-handed lay-in by Trey Boyd. Boyd with 14 points.
Steve Forbes liking what he sees on both ends. A wall of white jerseys awaiting ball handler. Trey Boyd finishing with tremendous dexterity on the offensive end.
Featherston guarded by Tisdale. 8 on the shot clock. The ball will stay with Milligan, but they have 3 seconds on the shot clock and will have to go the full floor as Boyd nearly poked the ball away there from Pless. Baseball pass. And it goes out of bounds, and so ETSU will get the basketball.
And not a bad play by Milligan. They kind of like a good punt in football. They flip the field. Figure you're not going to get a high percentage shot anyway. The danger there is if you throw that one out of bounds, then ETSU gets a full shot clock and a short floor.
Boyd from the near side. Trey Boyd now with 17 points as you begin to look in on his career high of 25. Flirting with that 17 points just underway here in the second half.
And now the challenge for ETSU. As a player, you're accustomed to exploiting good shots and advantages. Well, there's a good shot every possession at this point. Now you want to pass up that good shot and get a great shot. And that's part of the progression from good team to championship team.
Foul the Bucks, number 10, Patrick Good, his second.
Nichols with a strong drive will have a couple of opportunities from the free throw line. I mentioned he's the team's leading scorer and has been a consistent scorer for Milligan. Double figures in 8 of the 10 games this year. He scored 20 points 4 times in this first third of the season, but misses on that opportunity from the free throw line. Just a 57% free throw shooter is Tyler Nichols, the senior.
And this is an area where Milligan can improve. They're only 59% as a team.
Nichols did a nice job drawing the foul, getting to the bucket, but couldn't convert from the free throw line. Tisdale drives, but the shot no good. Rodriguez with the rebound, and he's fouled by Kaywood.
Number 22, Jacob Kaywood, his third, team second.
Kaywood whistled for his 3rd personal foul. Tyler Nichols also has 3 personal fouls here in the early going of the second half. Rodriguez, a 55% free throw shooter, sinks the first.
Numbers down a bit from last year, although I think his form is a little bit better. Doesn't have the hesitation and the pump fake at the end. A little more fluid. Gets both of those to drop. Token pressure by ETSU.
Nichols guarded by Hodges, top of the key. Bounce pass down low. Shot no good. Three-pointer from Trey Boyd. You mentioned if he starts knocking down shots early in the game, that's just bonus production. Typically shoots himself into the rhythm of the game in the second half. Nice effort there. Nathan Hastings continues to play well off the bench.
Rare for Boyd to start a second period. One of the first 5 off on the floor for Steve Forbes in the second half.
Rodriguez gets a couple of shots. Hastings, nice job defensively altering the first shot, but Rodriguez too strong and will have another couple free throws.
Yeah, Hastings getting a lesson post defense.
Rodriguez at the line, shooting 2.
Can't let Jerome Rodriguez get that deep. He's just too strong, too athletic, too powerful.
Rodriguez, 10 points. A couple of free throws here in the second half. Has another opportunity coming up as ETSU owns a 67-19 advantage here inside Freedom Hall. The importance of this game for ETSU, coming off a loss to North Dakota State a week ago, last weekend, and they travel to LSU on Wednesday in Baton Rouge, the defending SEC regular season champions, just to get out on the floor and break a sweat and see different colored jerseys, invaluable in between those 2 quality road opponents.
And to work up an appetite before you get down there for that gumbo.
Been a tough road stretch for ETSU, getting them ready for the Southern Conference. Matt Cole with a strong move inside. Cole with 4 points.
Tough assignment for ETSU, going to Baton Rouge to face Will Wade's Tigers. A lot of excitement down in South Louisiana right now.
Nice look inside the bucket, and the foul for Rodriguez. That inside pass there, a dart like Joe Burrow, the Heisman winner for LSU, would throw as well. We're going to take immediate timeout before we come back with a free throw for ETSU. Bucks in control, 70-21. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN Plus from Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Want to know where Bucks fans go for fuel, game day snacks, and more? Roadrunner Markets. As a proud sponsor of ETSU Athletics, Roadrunner offers quality fuels, premium snacks, and unique items that can't be found at any other convenience store. Our friendly staff and clean stores make a winning combination. Visit one of our dozens of locations today.
Driving in Discover Roadrunner.
Quality, style, and attention to detail is exactly what I get with my Honda Accord from Johnson City Honda. For me, my Accord is beautiful, from its technology to its style and comfort. My Accord is not only a smart choice, it's a fun choice. So is choosing the team at Johnson City Honda because they always deliver quality customer service before and after the sale.
Thank you, Tri-Cities, for letting us serve you. It makes our job fun. Johnson City Honda, Johnson City.
Lights are twinkling, snows are falling, just like last year. Fun is calling with holiday games, the instant kind, the easiest gift there is to find. So celebrate for just a while with holiday games that'll make you smile. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun, play responsibly.
15:35 to play here in this non-conference SoCon Appalachian Athletic Conference NAIA NCAA battle between these two teams from Johnson City. As Rodriguez converts the three-point play, and Joe Hughley back into the lineup. Hughley's had a nice game for ETSU today off the bench.
And good to see the big guy Rodriguez knocking down free throws at a high rate of efficiency.
Three-point attempt by Kaywood is short. Could be a little bit of fatigue. These Milligan Buffs were on the road last night. Got in and turned around a short afternoon, Major League Baseball style. Late night, followed by a Sunday day game. Hughley working hard inside. Turn around with the left hand off the glass. A little bit short. Rebounded out of there by Bo Plus.
So yesterday was the getaway game.
Sasha Kakoff into the lineup for Milligan. Can't get one to fall. Patrick Good drives and scores. Good, known for his outside shooting. Can really score the basketball when he gets in rhythm. Had a 35-point outing in Southern Conference play last year on the road at Western Carolina. This time he gives the ball up to Bonnie Patterson, who has the ball stripped away by Kaywood.
Good, the rare venture into the paint with the basketball. 90% of his tries come from beyond the three-point arc. Like to see that young man taking it to the basket, making teams honor him in the mid-range. Really going to set up that three-pointer, make defenders guard him the entire third of the floor.
Patterson with a rebound. Bonnie Patterson, a couple boards today. Hangs in the air. Nice job making Patterson adjust his shot was Matt Cole. Koikon swing the ball around. Left-handed three-point opportunity by Plus, no good. Patterson shot long, rebounded out of there by Green.
It's an opportunity for Steve Forbes to experiment with some lineups. Going very small right now. 6'7", Joe Hughley at the 5. 6'4", Bonnie Patterson at the power forward. Go along with 3 guards. Imperative that the guards rebound down.
And Matt Cole with the on one. Cole will go to the free throw line to try to convert, take another look. Set up by the nice pass by Kaywood inside.
That's great recognition. And ETSU, no shot blocker on the floor. Milligan attacks the rim, gets a high percentage shot and conversion.
Charlie Weber among the wholesale changes that are into the lineup for ETSU. Hodges and Tisdale also check in. And a three-point conversion is made by Cole, who has 7 points.
Bucks back to a more traditional lineup in terms of size, but you have a couple of post players that can really stretch the defense. Hughley and Weber can both knock down that long-range jumper. And Hughley can back in and score as well.
Hughley with 13.
He was a double-figure scorer last year at Central Connecticut.
Mentioned at the outset that these teams played for the first time in 1921, and it was actually Milligan that won the first 3 games in this series. Took about a half century off, resumed the series in 2005, and ETSU has taken control, scoring nearly 100 points in the last couple of meetings, and well on that pace again as Hughley has a seat.
Well, Casey, for the greatest generation of Buck fans, this is the arch rival. It's not App State. It's not Chattanooga. It's not Wofford. It's Milligan, going back to their football days as well.
These two schools just 5 miles, just same road basically. Not exactly the triangle. They're in eastern North Carolina. The 5 miles that separate these two basketball programs.
TSU students back in the day been known to borrow the Milligan Buffalo statue, return it painted in blue and gold.
Now on the box, number 25, Lucas.
12:36 to play here on a Sunday afternoon matinee basketball. Patrick Good has a seat. Davian Williamson checks into the lineup. Williamson, our Humana player to watch. Hasn't had many opportunities to get on track offensively, but the Bucks as a team have done a nice job. Shot no good by Hastings. Had a 3 in the first half. Couldn't see that one fall. Weber at the free throw line. Charlie Weber with an opportunity to get some minutes here in this game. Game experience as a freshman.
Now on the Buffaloes, number 4, Nathan Hastings.
Huge upside for Weber. 6'9" freshman out of Maryland. Runs well, good hands, nice touch from the outside. Reminds me of a right-handed Jeff Turner, former Vanderbilt Commodore. Nice run in the NBA. Olympic gold medalist.
Gassan with the basketball. Drive left hand. Gassan keeps it alive to Weber. Weber for 3. Shot just a little bit short. Fans hoping the freshman could get into the scoring column. 11:57 to play. Time for a media timeout as we're under 12 to go here inside Freedom Hall. Bucks out comfortably. We will see a lot of players in this last 11:57. Bucks lead the Buffs 77-24.
It's time for the Food City Flex Kick.
No hace falta ayuda extra, pero siempre es bienvenida.
Welcome back to Freedom Hall. ETSU leads Milligan 77-24. The Buffs of Milligan with the basketball, and they will face that pressure that's given them so much trouble this afternoon. And no sooner do I say that, does ETSU back off into the half-court defense. Another 3-point shot short by Pless. Here comes Williamson.
Just visited briefly with ETSU Athletic Director Scott Carter, and I reminded him that if there's an extra seat on the flight to Baton Rouge that I will work for A2FA.
Lucas Gassan scores easily inside. You know, a trip down to Baton Rouge may not bring up the greatest memories from your playing days, Bruce Tramberger.
I'm looking for redemption, Casey Marler. I'm 0-4 down there against some great teams coached by Dale Brown. Played against Jerry Ice Reynolds, John Williams, both later played in the NBA. Ricky Blanton, future NCAA Division I coach, the late Don Redden.
Well, it won't be any easier for ETSU when they travel down there Wednesday night. Now, LSU has had a long spell in between games, but they've scored 90-plus in 3 of their last 4 games. So good at home, defending league champions. You know, you talk about that experience going to Lawrence, a tough place to play at North Dakota State last Saturday. They're going to need to reel in all that experience when they head down there to face the Tigers on Wednesday.
Wednesday's a good time to catch them. Now, ideally, you want to play those games down there about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'll never forget my layup line. They brought out Mike the Tiger.
They say,
yeah, I grew up in Kingsport. I'd never seen a tiger. Cheerleaders had a broom and they were poking it. Set it right under our goal. Needless to say, the layup line, a lot of us were pulling up and shooting 12, 14-footers.
Keep your distance. Oh, that's fun. Nice job of whipping the ball around there by Milligan. Got the shot they wanted. Falk couldn't convert, and they turned the basketball over off the inbounds. Here comes Tisdale to Hodges flying in. Bo Hodges scores again. He has 15.
Milligan would like nothing more than a running clock right now. There's not a lot of gas left in their tank.
Hastings is fouled there on the inside by Gasson. Second foul as Vonnie Patterson checks in. Hodges all smiles as he has a seat on the bench. And an interesting play there on the inbounds. The foul is called, and that will go against Gasson. And a couple of free throws coming up for Adam Graham. Take another look.
That's been one of the more productive baseline out of bounds plays for Milligan today.
Put that one in the playbook. Graham a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line this season. After that make right there.
And we laugh when we see that. Will Wade's not laughing when he's watching tape. He's thinking, I can't give up possessions against this long, athletic, talented ETSU ball club. I have to find a way. Even though we're in the SEC, we still have to inbounds the basketball against these big guys.
Corley checked back into the lineup after a couple of quick fouls on Gasson. Weber thinks about it. Williamson takes it. Shot no good. Rebounded out of there by Featherston. Featherston, Patterson trailing. Hastings drives, hangs in the air, but the shot is no good. ETSU continues to attack defensively. Under 9 to play. Patterson guarded by Falk. Dumps the ball down low. Weber can't keep his hands on it. Weber backs in. Jump hook, no good. Went halfway down and couldn't fall for the freshman. Hastings goes up and over Corley, but to no avail.
Corley continuing to impact the game, contesting the shot, the defensive rebound.
Weber with the rebound, Corley with the drive, and took an extra hop step. And turns the ball over.
Corley unable to convert the interior pocket pass from Weber. It's tough for a big guy when you're kind of in between, you're expecting a shot. from your teammate, then you get a pass.
Only Falk remains on the floor for Milligan. 4 new players on the bench. Pless's shot is a little bit long from the corner. Good, pushes the tempo. Alley-oop. Miscommunication for Corley, and the turnover with 7:54 to play. We'll give the ball back to Milligan when we come back. Under 8 minutes to play here at Freedom Hall. The Bucks lead at 81-26. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+.
For 70 years, the Johnson City Power Board has been your trusted partner. It started with a promise of energy, dependability, innovation. Today, we continue to keep that promise, providing great service that you can rely on, empowering you to grow, connecting you to the world. We take care of our people so they can take care of you. We embrace common sense technology to strengthen the communities we serve, and we plan for the future so everyone can realize their full potential. Because when people support people, anything is possible. We're proud to announce the new us. Bright Ridge. New name, renewed promise.
ETSU running wild around Freedom Hall as they lead at 81-26. Casey Marler alongside Bruce Tranbarger as the Buffs take the ball into the offensive end. And this game has been all ETSU.
All ETSU all day, suffocating defense.
Nice job by Green to tap that ball and keep it alive. Kaywood draws the personal foul as he gets Corley in the air, and Jacob Kaywood will go to the free throw line where he is the Buffalo's best free throw shooter at 81%, the senior from Kingston, Tennessee. First free throw rattles around and out.
It's been that kind of day for Milligan.
This one rattles in. Team that came in scoring over 80 points in a couple of victories, 2 of their last 3 games, has found buckets hard to come by against this stifling Buck defense. Even the shots are challenged at every turn by ETSU. Patterson dumps the ball down low, and the whistle stops play with 7:09 to go.
On the Buffaloes, number 1, Micah Falk, his third.
Micah Falk's third personal foul. Corley uses his 7-foot length to haul that one in. Weber drives, the kick out to good. To Patterson, the ball movement. It's the ball to Weber in the corner. This one falls.
Another example of giving up a good shot to a teammate who has a better shot. Good had the open look from the elbow, passed it up, knowing that a shooter like Weber would love to catch facing the basket. Did just that, knocked it down with tremendous confidence.
Falk with a flying acrobatic baseline jumper. He has 6. Weber has a new career high. 3 points for the freshman. Had 1 field goal, 2 points versus Delaware State earlier this year. limited minutes. This is the 4th game he's played in. Weber now on Green, backs in, pull-up jumper.
Charlie Weber!
And you see Charlie Weber's confidence growing with every offensive possession right now.
Taking advantage of this opportunity. One Achilles tendon away from playing meaningful minutes at any moment.
Nichols into the scoring column there. A difficult game for the Buffs' leading scorer. Tried to wrap around on Patterson, poke the ball away, but
Milligan, number 24, Tyler Nichols, his 5th personal foul.
5th personal foul, and Nichols will have a seat early with 5:25 to play. Jordan Coffin checks into the lineup.
Graham re-enters for Milligan. Checking in for ETSU, number 24, Jordan Coffin.
Coffin's played in 3 games. Also scored in that Delaware State game.
Patterson at the line, shooting 1-1.
Vonnie Patterson at 1-1. And this one, little deep. 5:23 to play. Tyler Nichols playing with the crowd there. Says he wouldn't sit down after fouling out. And a strong rebound there by Weber.
Alan Milligan, number 1, Michael Falk, his 4th team.
Falk's 4th personal foul. Hastings checks back in as Kaywood has a seat.
Cole checks in.
And Cole also into the lineup as Pless heads to the bench.
Wilkinson at the line.
A foul of frustration there in the open floor. That's not a play Falk is going to make with his limited length. But reaching around on Williamson.
Williamson converts. Winston-Salem, North Carolina native, hits a couple of free throws. And Weber fouls out beyond the arc, and that will send Adam Graham to the free throw line. Not the player that you want to send to the free throw line. Limited opportunities, but he hasn't missed a free throw yet this year.
Probably not a foul that's called in a closer game, but I'm not going to say Graham flopped, but he made it difficult for the official not to call that.
And the first miss of the year from the free throw line for Graham. Has a chance to keep that free throw percentage well above 90%, and he does. .453 to play. Weber from the top of the key rattles around his 2nd three-pointer of the game. Buffs try to answer, and a rebound.
Shooter's row, Weber showing that huge upside, a 6'9" guy that can go out there and knock it down. Good passer, he can put the ball on the floor.
Milligan will keep possession. Coy Kopp back into the lineup for Milligan. Green has a seat. You can almost watch Weber come out of his shell in this game against Milligan. Showing a little emotion after makes. And Graham has come off the bench and had a nice afternoon. He has 7 points. 4 free throws and that three-pointer for Adam Graham. Weber this time goes down low. Good hustle there by Corley, and the shot is blocked, and Graham thought he got all ball, as they say. Instead, Patterson will go to the free throw line.
Nathan Hastings denying the 7-footer with the blocked shot at the rim. ETSU, the offensive rebound, keeping it alive. It's been all ETSU here on Sunday in Johnson City at Freedom Hall.
No hace falta ayuda extra, pero siempre es bienvenida.
In on the century mark, they lead Milligan 91-36, 3:37 to play. Vonnie Patterson will restart action. Forward from Louisville, Kentucky, and he sinks the first free throw.
Has made a nice adjustment to major college basketball from the junior college ranks.
Corley tries to go up over 3 Milligan defenders, and the Buffs end up with the basketball. Sure has, and has done a lot of really the difficult heavy lifting for ETSU. Defensively, certainly his ability to go get the basketball at both ends.
He's a Bo Hodges type defender.
Hastings with 9 points.
Hastings is the best big on the floor right now, the best post player anyhow. Couple of baskets, a block shot.
Weber for 3, drains the 3. Charlie Weber is in double figures. He has 11, a career high. His teammates loving every minute of it.
Absolutely, yeah, he worked hard, enjoying this opportunity. Carries a degree of confidence into January play with conference action looming.
Falk has had a nice second half. Why not? This one a little bit strong. Get it to 33 and let him rip it. Falk says, I got you. And a rebound by Weber.
In space. Now what I'd like to see, he's made a few of those and defenders flying at him. Time to show a little leather, ball fake, put it on the floor.
Nice job defensively that time. Hastings on Corley.
Hastings winning that battle in the low block right now. That's 3 times Corley's had it down low. Now his offense is a work in progress. We know what he can do defensively with the quick feet, nice hands, and the deflections. But to get some meaningful minutes down the stretch, Corley's going to have to be able to finish at the rim.
Alex Inman and checks into the lineup. Teva Mushavamanda also in the lineup. Couple of local products. Inman from nearby Bristol, Virginia. Mushavamanda from Elizabethton. 1:45 to play. ETSU leads 95-40. Back to wrap things up from Freedom Hall right after this.
Para nosotros es tecnología de avanzada. Para otros es pura magia.
.145 to play here in the basketball game. Plenty to cheer about for ETSU as they lead Milligan 95-40. Couple of opportunities for Milligan there. Williamson tracks down the basketball.
And I like how Williamson content to recover that in the open floor, not trying to do too much, just securing the possession, managing time and score.
Ball halfway down, rebounded by Corley.
See, and that's one he doesn't need to bring down. Tallest player on the floor. Get that one high, keep it high, go back up strong, expect and embrace contact. Those are plays you have to finish at the D1 level if you're 7 feet tall.
Corley at the line shooting the double bonus.
Corley with a couple of free throw opportunities after working hard down low, and his first one is good. Things expected to get a lot tougher later on in the week as ETSU goes back on the road against LSU. What do they take from today that they can use? Certainly the opponent much, much different than the Tigers.
Really got after it, concentrated, focused, played 40 minutes. And that's what's going to be required, not only against the Southeastern Conference, but the Southern Conference as well. Execution offensively.
Final road game of the year of 2019 for ETSU, and they go on the road to Baton Rouge, have a couple of home games to wrap up the month of December, right at 1 minute to play. Another couple free throws coming up. Alex Inman has played in 6 games for Milligan. Goes right at Patterson and draws contact. Inman can't convert on the first free throw. One of the many local products, and Inman in the scoring column against ETSU. And certainly the score, not what any of the Milligan players would have hoped for, but an opportunity to play against the big school in your region. So many of these players grew up here in East Tennessee. Nice job by Hastings, but Corley comes flying in with the big block.
And a recruiting tool for Bill Robinson. Feel like you should play at a high level, higher level than NAIA. Hey, we're going to give you 3 chances, opportunity to prove yourself, not only against ETSU, but Elon and Mercer.
Coffin couldn't get that one to fall. Kick out to Koykov, who drives in traffic, gives the ball up. Nice pump fake off the glass and no good for Mushabamanda. The fans wanted to see 100 points, and they are not going to today. Bill Robinson and Steve Forbes shake hands. That'll do it, ETSU, with a big win, 97-41 over the Milligan Buffaloes as they get ready to hit the road against defending SEC regular season champion LSU later on this week.
An impressive defensive performance by ETSU against an outmanned Milligan squad. Now the Bucks can enjoy this one tonight. Then it's down to the Bayou to face them Bengals. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll.
Bucks hoping those good times roll when they face the Tigers. Well, that'll do it from here at Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee. The ETSU Buccaneers pick up a win over Milligan, 97-41, as they hit the road for the final time this year when they travel to LSU. For Bruce Trambarger, I'm Casey Marler saying so long from Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee. Once again, the final score, the ETSU Buccaneers 97, the Milligan Buffs 41. All games airing on the ESPN Network, streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.